How does the real estate market in Aurora compare to the city of Chicago? Is it doing better? Is it hotter? Is it colder? Is it a seller's market? Is it a buyer's market? What's the comparison between the two markets here? My name is Luis Torres. I'm a broker here with eXp Realty in the Chicagoland area, and I'm here to show you today what the differences are between the western suburbs and the actual city of Chicago and compare those numbers. And if you find yourself as a real estate agent here in the area trying to make something happen, then I want you to take note of this video, and because I'm going to be giving you some information here directly from our MLS, which is InfoSparks, some data and statistics that you can use to communicate that to your clientele and to the general public. That's what we do as realtors. We are keeping ourselves informed and keeping ourselves abreast about what is happening in the real estate market, not just the national news, which I cover as well here on a regular basis on my channel, but as well the local statistics that can better inform your decisions and your advice when it comes to working with clients. So without further ado, what I'm going to do here in this video is here on the left-hand side, you will see statistics regarding the city of Chicago and the Aurora, Illinois area, okay? That includes Aurora, Montgomery, Oswego, and Naperville. So those areas I have bundled together to basically give you an idea of the general area as, compared to Chicago. Obviously, we know that the city of Chicago is a very great city, a very large population, and obviously it's going to have more impressive numbers, you could say, compared to a small town, a city like Aurora or Naperville standalone. So I'm trying to formulate some sort of a western suburbs dream team in a sense, so that we can at least have a more formidable opponent to go against Chicago, statistically speaking. But anyway, without further ado, I'm going to go ahead and get into the video here and talk about what the sales price is in the area, what the inventory levels look like, the home inventory monthly supply looks like, and what the buyer demand looks like. And of course, we're also just going to take a look in to see what the mortgage rates are for this week here, April 21st, 2024, and the week that is coming up here. So let's go ahead and take a look. All right, so what I'll do here, I'm going to go ahead and bring up the report. Perfect. All right, so we got ourselves the Aurora area. I'm going to move this a little bit more here. I'm using a Galaxy Z Fold 5, so hopefully you guys like the format of this. I really do enjoy it. But let's get back to this here. So we got here in this area, got Chicago, and then we have the area of Aurora, like I already spoke about, okay? And let's take a look now at what the sales prices are in comparison to the other one. All right. Well, where are we? Let's take a look. All right, we're going to move it this way. All right, perfect. So in Chicago, the median price for the month 2024, March 2024, is $334,800. That is the median price for the city of Chicago in general. Now we're talking here about residential homes that are sold here in the area. We're not, bringing into account mobile homes. We're not bringing into account vacant land or commercial land, any commercial properties. No, we're looking at only residential homes for sale. Okay, and that again means that the sales price for Chicago was the median $334,800. Okay, how does that compare to last year? Last year, it says here in the statistics, if you could look at this, 0.1%, down. So basically, we're flat when it comes to median prices in the city of Chicago. We're flat, $334,800, the median sales price. Okay, that's a more conservative number. And when it comes to Aurora statistics, the median price for homes in the Aurora area, which includes Naperville, Oswego, Montgomery, Aurora especially, we're looking at $380,000. So in this general area here in the Aurora area, we're seeing home prices have risen 8.6% compared to last year. So home prices have gone up over 8% compared to last year. Now, a couple weeks ago, if you recall here in this YouTube channel, at Luis the Broker, you have seen that I made a video about the Aurora statistics. And I asked that question here, has inventory peaked? Well, we're going to get into that, okay, here in this video. And I did speak about home prices in Aurora specifically have gone up 11% compared to last year. So again, in Aurora, home prices, the median sales price has gone up 11%. In the Aurora area, it has gone up 8%. And in Chicago, the prices have been flat. Median sales price speaking, okay? Now, let's take a look at what the average looks like, because a lot of folks like to look at what's the average price here in Aurora. Well, the average price, again, for the city of Chicago in general, the whole city, from south side, north side, west side, and everything in between, even the downtown area, all these homes, well, what happened with the prices is that they remain flat. Again, relatively, it went up 0.5%, which is really nothing when you compare, what the prices of homes have been for the whole year and compare that to 2023 March to 2024. That's a tongue twister. Sales prices, the average has been 452,652. Now, obviously, if you want more details about the specific neighborhoods in the Chicagoland area, because I know that city of Chicago is comprised of many, many neighborhoods, we want to make sure that you get the data. So if you are curious about the statistics here and what that means for you and your business, if you find yourself being a part-time real estate agent and you want to know what's happening and have the knowledge of a full-time realtor, a knowledge broker, then reach out to me, and I would love to have a video out here for you to at least see and be able to present to your clients the statistics here. I know that you're pressed for time and you want to make sure that you get all the ducks in a row. Well, consider me someone that can help you with getting that information out there. We all have access to the same MLS here in the Chicagoland area. However, some of us really don't have time to, look at these statistics because of their busy schedule. So why don't you just pop me in to the YouTube channel in your vehicle, Bluetooth, and just listen to me speak about your market. Okay, so with that said, yes, the Aurora area, which again is Naperville, Aurora, Oswego, Montgomery, the average price that is taken into account the lowest numbers and the very highest numbers, we're looking at almost 10% above last year. So yes, prices have risen 10% almost compared to last year. So when someone asks you, hey, are home prices finally going down because there's so much conflict and everything else, whatever they say, right? Well, your answer is, well, here in the Aurora area, actually prices have gone up 10%. So the demand is still increasing and prices are still going up 10% compared to last year. You say, well, where were the numbers at last year? Well, I'm going to go here. This is the blue line here in our graph. You could just take a look here. I'm going to look at, let's look at March 2023. There it is. Oh, that's February. And that's May. Let's see if we can find it here. All right, I had it, but I had to move it. All right, really quick. I'm trying to pinpoint this with my finger. I do have a stylus, so actually I should be using that one, but we'll do that next time. I love the Z Fold. I can do a lot of cool things with it. But look, March 2023, last year's numbers in the Aurora area, we were at $397,158. The home prices were $397,158. That's the average price here in the Aurora area. Now we're at $435,963. That's a 9.8% difference. When it comes to Chicago, home prices were at $450,810, and we're at $452,652. So you see the difference there, okay? So the numbers hold up, right? So again, the answer to the question of, hey, have home prices finally come down? You say, actually, in this area, home prices in the Aurora area have actually gone up almost 10% compared to last year. Are you thinking about making a move anytime soon? That's the kind of question you could ask someone that asks that question. If you live in Chicago, hey, have the prices of homes gone up or have they gone down? You could just say, you know what, compared to last year, home prices on average have remained the same. So are you thinking about buying or selling anytime soon, right? This is a quick tip for you. If you are having that conversation with somebody and they're curious about the market and they want to know what the market is doing, quote them this information, but at the same time, take advantage of it where you ask them the question of, hey, well, what are you thinking about doing? Is the market good or bad? Well, it depends on what you're doing. What do you want to do? You want to sell or do you want to buy, right? Okay, now let's look at the inventory levels, because that's another very important metric that we use here to determine whether or not the housing market is a seller's market or a buyer's market. How well is it doing? And so compared to Chicago, obviously it is a very large city. It has many folks out there who are looking to make a move. However, we are here to show you the statistics. In the Aurora area, in March, we had 593 homes for sale. Again, that is in general, just taking in the account for the whole Montgomery, Oswego, Aurora, Naperville area, all those, that general area. Obviously, because I was trying to get the whole western suburbs, but the MLS InfoSparks wouldn't let me go that far, so I have to bring it down to this level. But still, that is what the numbers look like here. And as far as inventory levels go for the Aurora area, homes for sale this March 2024 compared to March 2023, which is a year ago, we are down 23.7%. So do we have more homes on the market? Someone might ask. Do we finally have more inventory in the market? The answer is we don't, seller. Seller, no, we don't have more homes in the market. So therefore, it is a good time for you to sell because your home is going to be more attractive, right? Imagine a restaurant where a lot of folks amass to, right? They're lining up and they're trying to get some food ordered. They're just hungry. You can hear the rumbles, not of thunder, but the rumbles of their stomach saying, hey, I'm hungry. I want to eat something. Well, the person comes out and says, you know what? There's only 10 hamburgers here available. Who wants it? And everybody starts bidding. Oh, I'll buy, the hamburger for $5. Really? I'm actually selling it for $10. $10 now becomes the base part where you start to negotiate up, which I give credit to Tom Toole and Sarah Timon and Stacy Mitchell for, speaking about that in the Knowledge Brokers podcast. Actually, it was a Tom Toole update on YouTube. They were talking about that in this competitive market, yes, the base price is the list price, I should say, is basically like the base price where negotiations start from that point. You don't really start down here and start working your way up. I mean, in a busy, low inventory market, that's what you're going to get, especially here in the area where we find ourselves. 23.7% less inventory. So like I said, in the restaurant scenario, a person's going to be bidding not $10, maybe $20, maybe $30, especially if there are no more restaurants in the area. You would say, well, they could just go to a different restaurant. No, they won't. What if that's the only restaurant and they're hungry now, right? That's going to become a problem now. So that's where we are in the housing market. We don't have that many homes for sale. So there's a lot of hungry buyers out here that are just starving for a home. Even yesterday, I got off the phone with a lady here in the area who called me at one of my for sale signs in one of my properties here, and she was wanting to buy a home. She's like, I'm urgently looking for a place and have not been able to, purchase one. Well, again, this is what we are talking about now. In the next few days, I'll be coming up with another video, basically using the notes from Tom Toole's podcast, which was actually 2 weeks ago. Him and Stacy Mitchell and Sarah Timon were basically coming up with great ideas of how you can, as a part-time real estate agent here in the Chicagoland area, be more, encouraged and be a better buyer's agent when it comes to helping folks with the properties. Anyway, so that's what we got going on there. All right, now homes for sale in Chicago, 5,417, and that's where we are now. If you look at last year's numbers, in Aurora area, we were at 777 homes for sale. Now we're at 593. So that's why the 23.7% shortage is there. And last year in Chicago, we had over 6,000, almost 7,000 homes for sale. And now we're at 5,417. That's what we got going on there. Now these are, mind you, rolling 12-month data. Okay, that's the statistics that take into account the previous 12 months of data, right? So they blend it in to better show you some trends. And as you can see here, the trend, we're looking at go here. Gotta put this here. All right. We're looking at the 3 years. See that? The 3 years where I'm circling this. And so the last 3 years, the trend for home prices have started to go down in Chicago. So, you say, well, homes for sale, yeah, it's been dropping. And in the Aurora area, it has been low and it's been staying low, but it's flying very low. I mean, imagine a Boeing 747 flying this low to the ground. Man, that is some scary stuff, wouldn't it be, right? And that's where we are in the inventory here in the Aurora area, is that it is just so low. Here, if you can see here in my left-hand side of the screen, the Chicago inventory has been going down as well. I mean, if these were Boeing 747s, you would be scared out of your mind. Hey, why is that big airplane going down that fast? And why is this airplane down here hovering so low to the ground? Something's going to happen. Now, I'm not saying that we're going to have a crash of homes for sale. We won't, because people always move. People are always needing to sell the house, not in great droves like we saw back in the day. However, when we do have, that low of inventory, what's going to happen is that buyer demand is still going to be up there. The lower the homes for sale go, the higher the prices is going to be. That's just the way it is. If you want to see the proof here, take a look at this, right? Boom, right there. When homes for sale drop like this, then sale prices are going to go up like this. Does that make sense? All right. So that's where you see, the reason why. And on top of that too, you can also see as well here the shows per listing. This gives me an idea of what the demand is, right? Let's take a look. How has demand been the last 3 years? And we're going to take a look at the we're trying to see the rolling 12-month average. Let's see. Yes, it is. All right, this is taking into account trends. All right, so we see here already off the bat a huge blue number, right? That's a lot of demand. Well, what about Chicago, right? Well, in Chicago, it says here 5.7 shows per listing. What does that mean? Well, that means basically that these are folks that are working with a real estate agent and have requested a showing using the application showing time, right? Doesn't account for folks that visited during an open house. It doesn't account for folks that just walked by and called the sign or whatever. No, it just means that these are folks that officially put into the showing time application that we use to request a showing by the procedure, right? That's what that means. So in Chicago, 5.7. Is that better or worse than last year? Well, it says here that that's increased 11.8% compared to last year. So we do have more demand this year than we had last year. Okay, really quick here. Speaking of buyer demand and whatnot, I'm opening up the page here on the internet from Mortgage News Daily to kind of track what's been happening with the interest rates and whatnot. And what we see here is not a laughing matter, really. We have interest rates now at 7.4%, if you can see here where I'm hovering my app around here using the Z Fold 5. I'm a big fan of it, by the way. And we started off the week at 7.3. So even speaking about buyer demand and folks going out to see properties, it's looking bleak right now for buyers, actually. Buyers are facing high home prices. Buyers are facing high interest rates. And so yeah, this week alone, we started at 7.3 and we've actually gone up. So we see more red arrows than we see green arrows in this particular spot. But yes, we went 0.14 to the red this week, okay? That's where we are standing at 7.4. That's for the 30-year fixed rate. And as you can see here, the trend from November, there was a peak, was around, what is it? The number is 8.03. And then we dropped as low as 6.75. and 6.6. So we dropped around that time, and that was back in December of 27. Well, that's where everybody was up in arms. Hey, 2024 is going to be a great year for mortgage interest rates. We got a presidential election in 2024. We have this, and we have the inflation starting to get under control, and people were saying, hey, things are going to get back to normal. Well, they haven't, right? A normal is a new normal, which is 7% interest rates, high sixes, low sevens right now. And we're trending up in that direction as well, especially in light of the fact of what's happening in international news with Israel and Iran. And we have that kind of conflict, obviously Russia and Ukraine conflict as well going on. Inflation having a hot report, which was negative in terms of any hope for interest rates going down. It was just not a good week for interest rates anyway. But going back to the InfoSparks, we mentioned interest rates because that affects directly the buyer and what's happening this week. So here we have, again, in the Aurora area, the blue line here, this is the 3 years mark, 13.2 showings. I apologize for the movement of the camera so much. I will get that fixed next time, but mind you, I am using a Z Fold 5 and that's my preferred camera. I'm also using the DJI mic here as well for the recording. Hopefully you like this, and if you can't hear a lot of background noise, please give me a thumbs up. I would like that as well. And leave me a comment if you have anything to say about the real estate market and what your struggles are. Anyway, going back to this, 13.2 in the Aurora area. Again, that's 13, maybe 14 shows per listing. That is per home for sale. We see about 13 or so, okay? Now, there's another tool that that Showing Time does use, especially if you're a realtor who has a listing out there. I myself have a listing. I had a listing that was actually overpriced actually here in the area. An investor of mine wanted to price it at a certain range, and I was serving the clients, so we picked it at that price, and we had it out there for a while. But I was able to check into that website, the Showing Time, and I was able to get a report. And that home had over 40 showings, right, in the span of 4 months. And you could do that with any listing that you have. So if you're a realtor watching this here in the Chicagoland area, obviously tune into Showing Time, log in, and just go ahead and log in. You could see that information of all your listings and see what people have thought and see people's feedback and kind of have a percentage of what people said and how many times they said it, etc. Right? It's a really great tool for you to use, especially here in the Chicagoland area. But yeah, anywhere you're watching this, if you're a realtor like myself, you do your due diligence, right? We are professionals, and so we want to make sure that we keep track with all the reports and everything that's going on here so that we can better serve the public, better serve our clients, and be professionals that we are. We are worth every penny. So that's why the public should use us. All right, so we have here the very bottom, right? Buyer demand. What are we talking about here? Showings per listing, what the buyer demand looks like. Now, there are other metrics we can use. We can use Google Trends. We could use Zillow.com, and just to see, what a particular property has, like as far as showings go, right? Because there are a bunch of buyers out there in the world, are there not? Of course, there are. There are buyers who wish to buy, want to buy. There are buyers that are going to buy in 3 months, 6 months, 12 months. I've dealt with the public enough to know, and I've made enough calls and communication with people, because I'm a professional, to know that, hey, not all buyers are the same. There are the really cold buyers that want to buy one day. They wish to buy. They're not ready. They're not willing. They're not able. Who knows? But then there are those that want to buy in 12 months, and then 6 months, and then 3 months, and then there are those who want to buy now. And those who want to buy now, sometimes they are not yet working with a realtor, so they're calling all these other realtors on the phone with their listings and their for sale signs, etc. And they try to, get in there. We're going to get to that video as well in the future about what the benefits are of working with a realtor and why you shouldn't, as a buyer, go at it alone. But we'll get to that another day. But the thing is here that these are folks that are actually working with a realtor and are seriously looking at homes and actually putting up offers. So in the Chicagoland area, according to these statistics, in Chicago it's only 5.7 shows per listing. But that's up compared to last year. Last year, these statistics show here that, let me see if I could pinpoint it. In Chicago, there was only 5.1. Now we're at 5.7, so that's why it increased almost 12%. And in the Aurora area, we were at 12.6, and now we're at 13.2. That's what the statistics show here as far as the demand goes. So finally, one more time, let's look at homes for sale, but in a different light, in a different metric, right? We're going to look at months supply. Month supply. If you're new to this channel, if you've never seen me before, first of all, welcome. I know it's kind of late in the videos. We're already 21 minutes or so into the video. But let me tell you that I'm here to educate you, the public, about what's happening in the real estate market. On top of that, too, I aim to assist part-time realtors in the area so that they can have a full-time, understanding and knowledge of the business and what's happening in the market. And to be encouraging them to, work as a full-time. And I'll get into that in a little while. If you find yourself as a part-time realtor wanting to grow your business, obviously, reach out to me. I would love to provide coaching for you. 630-777-4597. And if you are an aspiring real estate agent or interested in the real estate career, obviously, again, reach out to me with that same number. Let's have a conversation. But anyway, month supply. A 6-month supply is what is considered to be. In fact, let me show you here. Let's go back 10 years. All right, as it loads the numbers, it's crunching the data. All right, here we go. Then let me go back more to the max because I want to show you something, right? How many months are in a year? 12, right? So in our inventory, 6 months, which is around right here where I'm moving my cursor, it's right there. That's considered a balanced market, right? That's where both buyers and sellers have equal leverage and they can negotiate longer and, the homes stay in the market longer perhaps. And that shows you that, if it's a buyer's market, right? We have more homes on the market than we have buyers. And then if it's a seller's market, then the roles are flipped, right? Now we have more buyers and less homes for sale. And thus, the seller has more leverage in that negotiation, let's say, okay? So as of, let's say, around October of 2023 or so, even August 2023, we have had November, let's see, December, okay, July 2023 or so, around that time, 2012, 2013, we flipped from a buyer's market into a seller's market. That's the last time we were. And look, this graph already shows you, well, are we in a buyer's market or a seller's market? In general, right, the whole Chicagoland area and even the Aurora area, okay, in general. Now, every neighborhood is different and specific. When I do my CMAs, when I work with my clients to help them understand what the price of their home could be, I look at their town individually, right? I look at their neighborhood individually. Why? Because it's important for me to show them not only the general area, but also the specific neighborhoods that they're in. I said it before, and I'll say it again. Real estate is like, the weather. There's national news of the weather, a big hurricane here, a big hurricane there, a big thunderstorm, whatever. But then what's more important to us individually, which dictates our daily life, basically, and helps us have my daughter over here playing around. But the local weather is what plays a big factor into our daily decisions, and if we're going to wear a coat or if we're going to go without a shirt, if you're going to the beach, right? But that's the point. So local information, local data and statistics is what I bring to the table, and I help not only give you the information, but I also help you understand it and why it matters, and not only why it matters, and then I also give you the plan of action based on the data, okay? So that's what I love to do here. So back to this. Month supply in Aurora area, we're looking at 1.2 month supply. Again, that's severe low numbers. I mean, that's extremely dangerous, severe, like Aurora had, which was about 0.7 month supply. We're looking at 1.2 for the general area. In Chicago, a little bit better news, we have 2.9. But still, it's a seller's market nonetheless, okay? So that's the information that we have here for you. And yeah, I'm going to wrap it up here. Almost done. And yeah, that's the area I was going to show you here. But yes, I'm glad that you were able to watch that. So without further ado, I'm going to wrap up this video here. And I'm going to let you know, hey, if you are interested in any more real estate type of information, or if you have a topic that you want me to tackle here or talk about more, let me know here in the comments section below. Make sure to like and subscribe this video. As you already know, I don't have to tell you this, so you already know what to do. So with that said, I'm going to catch you in the next video. Take care. Have a great day and a great week.